All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Run with me, Manny Wilson. You're listening to 89.1 FM, WIDR Kalamazoo. Thank you for coming back, man. I got another interesting topic. It kind of fed me up again, but this time it's the Golden State Warriors. The people's best team, or whatever you want to call it, the best dynasty. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, man. But I enjoy watching this team, and this is another team that kind of riled me up a bit against the Clippers. I like the Clippers. Clippers, in my eyes, are about to be this. They're about to be known. Things are about to change in LA, and I'm not talking about the Lakers. The Lakers aren't in the playoffs. This is playoff talk. I don't even know why I just brought that name up. I don't know why I brought that name up. So I'm going to go back to the other LA team, the Clippers. I think the Clippers are actually about to start showing their face. I gave y'all the whole spiel on that of how Jerry West puts together teams. They got players that play hard, things like that. And clearly those players play hard because they don't back down against the Warriors. Whenever you can show the Warriors or give them consistent fight, you might just win a game. And I'm going to tell you why, though. It's no big deal. It's no big deal that the Warriors lost the game. Of course, I still believe they're going to take the series. But you ever take things for granted, or you sometimes you might be so used to something that when you lose it, you don't even realize until a few days later, and you're like, man, dang it, I wish I still had it. That is the same thing that happens with the Golden State Warriors. Because this team wins so much, and because they play so well together at times and can create such a huge lead, they get a little lazy. They get a little careless. They get a little lazy. They get a little sloppy. They don't really care anymore. The game is not as fun because it's not as intense. It's all those little things. So, yeah, it's a good thing that the Clippers got a game. But unlike the Oklahoma City and the Portland Trailblazer series, this LA and the Battle of California, Los Angeles Clippers and the Golden State Warriors, this is nothing to be worried about. I would not be worried if I'm the Golden State Warriors. Only thing I would be worried about is that we did just lose another player, Boogie Cousins, DeMarcus Cousins. That is going to take a toll, but it's not a difference maker where the Warriors are still not going to get back to the championship. Warriors can still win the championship. I honestly believe they are going to win until I see them do otherwise. I hope to see other teams in the finals this year, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I'm hoping Harden is the player that can dethrone the Warriors, but going based off the past, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell what's going on. But I just want to – I really appreciate and I like watching gritty series. I like watching gritty basketball, man, and defensive basketball and tough basketball. And I want to take a moment to thank the referees for letting the people actually play and letting guys actually, get a little physical on the court. One thing I wanted to zone in on was Kevin Durant and Patrick Beverley. When people first seen Patrick Beverley on Kevin Durant, they wanted to clown him. They wanted to discredit him a little bit. Oh, Patrick Beverley, Gordon, Kevin Durant? Are you serious? Oh, let KD ISO it. Let KD ISO it. Let him go to work. KD go drop 40 on him and all of that stuff. Nah. You see that didn't happen. Sometimes people can focus so much on height and focus so much on physical attributes that they forget that what really matters is the heart. Patrick Beverley got heart. You can't measure heart. That's one thing that people forget. And yes, I understand that Patrick Beverley isn't going to completely lock up KD or completely have Kevin Durant scoreless, because anybody in the NBA who you think is great, any great player in the NBA, he's not getting locked up. He won't be locked up. He can be contained or he can be he can have a tougher time scoring, but he won't be locked up completely. No, I don't think it's a player in the league who people consider great or an upper caliber type player. I don't think it's a single player where that can be locked up by another superstar, like completely locked up. No, because if they can be locked up, then they're not a great player. Because, a great player is going to find a way to continue to score, but it's just going to be tougher. It's going to be tougher. And that's what Patrick Beverley, that's why I like that matchup with what Patrick Beverley is doing to Kevin Durant. Because not only is he making it a little more tough on Kevin Durant, but he's giving his all when he's guarding Kevin Durant. And See, this is the thing with the Warriors. It's one or the two. Either Stephen Curry gonna get his or Kevin Durant gonna get his. And if either one of them not doing it, then you got to worry about Klay Thompson. And then if Klay Thompson, you got to worry about Draymond distributing the ball a little bit, whatever. And Draymond might knock a few threes down a little bit. The Warriors are a good three-point shooting team. I just finished talking about Oklahoma City and how they're terrible at shooting threes. The Warriors are a great three-point shooting team. So you have to sacrifice one or the other. Either you're going to let Kevin Durant kill you or you're going to let Stephen Curry kill you, because Patrick Beverley can't guard both. And from what I've heard from the press and all the articles and things like that, and even I believe it was Doc Rivers, he even said Patrick Beverley or him guarding Stephen Curry was not his decision. He wanted to take on the task of guarding Kevin Durant. He wanted that matchup himself. Nobody told him go guard Kevin Durant. He asked for that matchup to guard Kevin Durant. And I want a player like, if I'm coach, man, I want a player like that on my team every time I want a player like that. I can't stress it enough. I want people like that on my team, where you hungry, you come out hungry, ready to guard people. But anyway, they talk about the size difference of Kevin Durant and Patrick Beverley. Why isn't Kevin Durant killing him? Why isn't Kevin Durant putting up 30 on Patrick Beverley easily? It's because Patrick Beverley plays great defense and he plays hard. He's a great defender and he's going to give Kevin Durant a tough time. Yes, I understand. Like I said, it's no locking up a great player. But when you look back in history a little bit, for every great player, there's always guys who give them a tougher time. Never locked up. You don't lock up great players. I don't believe in that. No, I don't believe in locking up a great player. But go back to Jordan. You look at Jordan. There were players who gave him a tougher time, who made things harder for Jordan when he was playing in the game. You look at Joe Dumars. Joe Dumars was one of those players. He was only 6'3". Jordan 6'6". That's a height difference, not as much as KD and Patrick Beverley. But Joe Dumars was a player. He didn't lock Jordan up because Jordan is a great player. He's not going to get locked up. But he made it tougher for Jordan to do what he wanted. He made Jordan go to alternative moves and do other things and be more creative about how he's going to score, because Joe Dumars, the way he played defense. Gary Payton is another one of those players. He was a smaller guy. He guarded Jordan at times. Yes, he didn't lock Jordan up, but he made it more difficult for Jordan just to do anything that he wanted to do. And that's the same thing with Patrick Beverley and Kevin Durant. Patrick Beverley is not locking KD up. No, that's not going down. But he is making it tougher for Kevin Durant to do exactly what he want to do. Because if you switch Patrick Beverley and whoever was guarding Stephen Curry, if you switch those two guys, yes, Stephen Curry might slow down a little bit, but then you never know with Stephen Curry, because the boy can shoot from anywhere on the court. So you never know. You never know with Stephen Curry. But yeah, he might have that defensive presence of Patrick Beverley on him. But when you go to KD, who's guarding KD now? Who's going to be the one to guard KD as well as Patrick Beverley was doing? Who is the person who's going to do that? There's nobody. You might have somebody who can try to play defense, but as I watch Patrick Beverley, that dude is defensively sound. He's defensively sound. Like he knows what he's doing on the defensive end. That's practice. He practices defense and he really focuses on defense. And if it wasn't for his defense, he wouldn't have been as far as he was. That intensity that he has, and honestly, his offensive game has evolved as well, which helps the Clippers a lot. I keep wanting to say the Lakers, man, but I don't know why I keep wanting to say the Lakers. It's been so long since the Clippers been good, and I'm not used to talking about them in the playoffs. But man, I keep wanting to say the Lakers. No, I don't want to hear anybody talking about it's because the Lakers supposed to be there. No, if they were supposed to be here, they would have been. It would have been in the playoffs if they were supposed to be here. So I don't want to hear that. But the Clippers, that series, I enjoy that series. Yes, the Warriors gotta get on their game, and I think Boogie Cousins going down is really gonna make them realize, like, okay, we might be a little gullible at this point. Like, maybe not in this series, but we have to kick it up. We can't keep blowing leads like this. I find it interesting as well that they blew a 31-point lead. 31-point lead. That's a lot of points. That is a lot of points to lead by. And when you're leading by that much, it's easy to get bored. It's easy to get bored and just like, start just lollygagging and doing whatever. So yeah, it's gonna make not Oklahoma City. It's gonna make the Golden State Warriors buckle up a little bit, because now one of their players went down. So they look at it like, look, we can't afford to mess around anymore. If we get up this high, we got to just put them in the dirt. We got to put them in the dirt. And it's that simple, honestly. It's that simple. Because the first half of the game, I don't know if you watched, but the first half of the game, you couldn't tell anybody that the Warriors wasn't about to win that. Stephen Curry was having a blast. Everybody on the Warriors, the Oracle, everybody was just having a great time. You would have thought it was some kind of festival going on in that stadium and on a court, whatever. Everybody was having a great time besides the Clippers. They were the only ones in the stadium who were still taking the game serious and still wanted to. They never gave up. And my boy Lou Williams, he was going crazy as well. He put that team on his back, and his team sure did hop off when it was time to fight, and they was right there with him. So he put credit to Lou Williams and the Clippers for fighting all game, because they did their thing. But the first half, you couldn't tell a soul that the Warriors wasn't about to win, especially the way Stephen Curry was shooting. Y'all seen what he said? I'm a bad boy. Y'all seen what he said? I'm a bad boy. You're right. He is a bad boy. But when you get up by that much, it's easy. It's really easy to just start lollygagging or just, fall out of pocket. It's really easy to do that. And for the Warriors, in their case, because they have so much talent on that team, and they've been in many situations where they have been leading and just had stopped playing and still ended up winning the game. You can't be mad at them for slipping up like that. This is a team, though. I will, to someone's credit, this is a team who does blow leads pretty often. But only reason I firmly believe they blow leads is because of what I just said, because they get too comfortable. That's the only problem with this Warriors team, is that they get too comfortable. They get a little too spoiled. They realize, the superstars on the team realize how much talent they got. Kevin Durant realized he got a Stephen Curry, one of the best shooter to ever play the game. Stephen Curry realizes he got Kevin Durant, an offensive juggernaut who can't really be stopped. Both of them realize they have Klay Thompson, one of the other best shooters to ever play the game. And it's like, they had the Draymond, he's there. He's always playing pretty hard. But when you have other players on your team slacking, it's going to influence you as well. If you're not the one to tell them, like, let's keep it up, let's keep this league, let's not blow it, and stuff like that, then it's going to spread. And sooner or later, you're going to realize that you was up 31 points and now you down. And you like, what in the world happened? You went from chilling to having to put that focus right back in. And when you get out of focus, it's hard to just strap it back on and just be straight locked in again as you were earlier in the game. That's difficult to do. That's difficult to do. When you lose your focus, or when you start playing around and all of that, and then all of a sudden, a quarter later, you get a little razzle-dazzled, and you're nervous, you don't know what's going on, and the team, you was up 30 points, and all of a sudden the team is down 2, or they taking the lead. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. But I'm still as much as I say the Warriors get comfortable, I'm still not completely sold on the Clippers winning this series. I hope it's a good series. I would love for the Clippers to somehow take the Warriors to Game 7 or to make it 7 games, but I honestly do not think it's going to happen. If it happens, I would be very, very, very surprised. And I would be excited because from my eyes, I see the Clippers being that next best dynasty in LA. I see them being that next best dynasty in LA. They have money. They have great front office. They have a great front office, and the players that they have now play hard. They play very hard. So all they would have to do is probably just cut. I mean, I'm sure they're going to be able to make something work. Jerry West is in that office, and he gets stuff done. He gets stuff done for sure. He's put together multiple great teams that has made a playoff run. He put together this team, and they don't even have a superstar, but yet they're a threat. If they were playing another team, a different team in the finals, or not finals, if they were playing a different team in the first round, it could be a different story. That team might get out. But because it's the Warriors, I don't think they are. But you put them against OKC, they probably give them a run for their money.